Hi everyone, it's Suey here, and I am coming to you to do a quick tag. This one I saw today, was it today? I think it was today, on Melinda's channel. Web of Stories is the name of it. She created an original book club tag. I thought it would be really fun to hurry and answer these questions and hopefully get it up today on Tag Tuesday. You all know that I talk about my book club a lot. My book club book is the priority book every month for me to read. And I have been the host of this book club for almost 20 years. Next year marks our 20-year anniversary. My friends have been coming here to my house every month for 20 years to do book club. I will do more about my book club next year to celebrate the 20-year anniversary. Like I'll probably go through all the books we've read and give you some of our favorites and our not so favorites. That's going to be a big one. And I also plan to do a how to do a book club video, because I feel like after 20 years of doing this, I can tell you how to do it and what will make it succeed and last for a while. I love my book club, even though there's times when I struggled. We can talk about that in a video too. I have to turn the fan off to do a video, and then it's so hot. Okay, so I'm gonna do these questions that Melinda's come up with. And the first one is, are you in, or have you ever been in a book club? So the answer to that is yes. And are you in more than one book club? So right now, I am only in this one book club, I think. When I first started my book club, I was going to another book club, in-person book club at the time. I think it was during the time I was still going to that one, I decided to start my own. I don't know if it was because I felt like I needed to have more control over the book club, or if I was going to start it with some different set of friends, or even I can't even remember what really was the motivation for doing that when I was already going to one. That other one was really fun, but it only lasted maybe a couple more years after I started my own. Since then, I haven't gone to another one. So I just have my main book club. We call it the Third Thursday Book Club because for years and years and years, we would meet on the third Thursday. But a couple years ago, we decided everybody was having conflicts with Thursdays, so we moved it to Wednesday. But we still call it the Third Thursday Book Club because it has stuck. We sometimes say we are the Third Thursday Book Club now meeting on Wednesday. Here's number 2. What is your book club like? How many people are in it? How often do you meet? And does your club have a specific focus? Okay, so there are about maybe 7 or 8 people who regularly come. I send emails out to about 20 people. And also we have a Facebook group, and there's about 20 people on there, I think. But we lost several people after the pandemic that have not come back to in-person. And there's people that have come and gone that I still send emails out and still have them in the group because they are still interested in what we're reading. And so even though they don't come anymore, or they haven't really come that much ever to begin with, they still seem to like the emails, I think, so that they can kind of keep up with what's going on. But there is about 7 or 8 that come, which is a perfect amount, I think. I mean, sometimes we have, everyone coming, and then sometimes a lot of them, I can't come. The other month, I only had 2 people come. Yeah. Well, 3, if you count Tori. I count Tori, I guess, but she's like a given, so she's like counting myself. Speaking of Tori, she has started her own booktube channel. Probably she saw how much fun I was having, right? She's actually the one that encouraged me to start this one because I thought that I would not have enough to say, or that it would be really boring or something, and it could be that it's really boring, but here I am still trying. And so she's helped me get going, and she's helped me with ideas, and I think that in the process of seeing how this one's going and the great community that's out there, I think she was encouraged to try to participate also. And she is the editing guru anyway, and so she's taken quite a break from editing, and I feel like she's missed it. Yes, you should go check out her brand new channel and see what I'm talking about with the fun editing that she does. I think the other reason she's decided to start up a booktube channel is that she's reading a ton because she can do audiobooks while she works. And so she's racking up the amount of books, like, 10 times more than I'm reading. I don't know. Anyway, there's my little plug for Tori's brand new booktube channel. I'll have a link here and I'll have a link down below for that. It's called Tori's Book Nook, I think. Yeah. So anyway, check that out. And why was I talking about Tori? Oh, because she comes to the book club. And she has actually come to our book club since she was probably, how old? 16 or 17 years old. But I have been dragging her around to book stuff since she was like 3. So it's been a journey. Maybe we should do a collab video on that. That'd be interesting. I am really, really getting off tangent here. Book club. How often do we meet? Once a month without fail. It used to be that for many years I would take a summer break. And so we would stop in May and then we would start up in September, which is why we schedule out our books on that kind of a schedule. It's kind of a weird schedule. We schedule our books out from June to May because now we have added summer back in because everybody's like, we still want to meet in the summer. Well, they do still want to meet in the summer, but it is hard in the summer and we have smaller numbers in the summer for sure. So sometimes I wonder if we should take a summer break still. But at this point we are doing summer, but since it used to be that we would go from September to June to May, then that's kind of our schedule. Only now we've added the summer back. Am I even making sense? The book club is mostly a neighborhood book club. So there's people that are, friends from just around here. But then back in the blogging days, I found bloggers that were sort of in the neighborhood that weren't that had to kind of travel, but they were in the area. So then I would invite them to the book club. And so they had started coming and then they've moved. And so we have people driving in from 40 minutes away, a couple of them. So yeah, it's mostly people in the area, and we only did Zoom during the main shutdown time during the pandemic, through 2020 and 2021, and then we started coming back to in person after that. So that was a struggle during that time, and like I said, we lost some of our people then, and we've had people come and go. They've had crazy life stuff happening, so they stopped coming for a couple years, but then they come back. So. And we've had people come for a while, like I said, and then they start coming. So it just depends, just because of life stuff. And we don't really have a focus. We try to cover all genres. My book club is not totally a fan of nonfiction, even though we do end up doing a couple of nonfiction books every now and then. And we love YA, so we often have YA, but they're all kind of moving away from YA. So I feel like the trend in our book club has been more adult literary fiction / kind of the buzzy books, the things that come out on Book of the Month, those ones. And then we sometimes kind of have a themed month that sort of has evolved over the years. It didn't start out that way, but now we kind of think, let's do a spooky one for October, let's do a romancy one for February, let's do a Christmassy one for December, let's maybe do a local author one for August, because that used to be the month that we celebrated our local authors back when we were bloggers. And we're trying to do banned books in September this time and stuff like that. So, and we've dubbed July our memoir month, and everybody reads a different memoir, and then we come back and report on it. So that's a little bit different. So yeah, it's kind of evolved over the years, but mostly we try to cover all the genres. We try to make people happy. There's some people who aren't so into fantasy, so we won't do a ton of fantasies, but we might do one fantasy. And then there's some people that are into mystery, so we might try to throw a mystery in there. And there's some people who hate romance, so there's some people who love romance, so we don't do tons of romance, but we do a little, and so anyway. And we vote on them once a year and figure out the schedule for the whole year. That will be more in detail when I do my How to Run a Book Club video Sunday. Wow, I am really rambling. This was supposed to be quick. Okay, number 3, what book generated the best book club discussion in your experience? I think that we would all agree that Shannon Hale's book called The Actor and the Housewife was the one where we went crazy. I think we talked nonstop. I think everybody was nearly yelling just to get their thoughts across. I think we actually had a new person come to book club that time. We'll never forget it. And we said, we are a little crazy. And she's like, oh, this is great. And then she never came back again because I think we were a little overwhelming that time. Yeah. And I don't really remember what sparked such a crazy discussion. I think, I don't know if you guys have read this book, but it's kind of about the main character is married. She has a crush on a celebrity, and then she ends up meeting the celebrity, and she starts forming a pretty tight relationship with the celebrity crush. And so she doesn't have an affair. She just becomes very friendly. That whole scenario made us crazy in thinking about, could this really happen? Can you be in a relationship and still have a platonic relationship with somebody that you're crushing on? That might have been the main thing that we went crazy on. I can't remember if there was something else. My book club people, if they watch this, you can reply in comments if you remember what else made us go crazy that time. But oh my gosh, it was a rousing discussion for sure. Yeah, we have had many other rousing discussions, but that's the one that we can always remember for sure. Yeah. Has your book club read a book that was great to read, but not great for conversation? This happens all the time, I feel like. And it mostly happens when we read a book that everybody agrees on. And everybody's like, oh yeah, that was great. Oh yeah, that's great. Oh yeah, that's really great. Yeah, I liked it when this happened and this happened. And everybody's like, oh yeah. And so there's not a whole lot to discuss. So it is awesome when we have a differing of opinions. Although we always get nervous when that happens too, because we don't want to hurt each other's feelings. And I feel like sometimes that has happened. But most of the time, everybody's good when there is a differing of opinions and we can all share our thoughts and reasons why we loved it or hated it or whatever. But there's a lot of times when we read a book and we talk about it for 20 minutes or something, and then we're like, not a whole lot of meat to them. There's not a whole lot of substance to dissect in a book club. So happens a lot. But that's okay. It still gets us reading stuff that we might not have normally read. So that's all right when that happens. On this one, if you could invite an author, dead or alive, to your book club to discuss their body of work, who would it be? I really, really, really have no idea how to answer this question. How about Marcus Zusak? Let's have Marcus Zusak come. Speaking of crushes on celebrities. Yeah, there's so many that would be awesome for this, don't you think? Oh my gosh. If you really think about it, I don't even know how you would draw the line on who would be awesome to come talk about books at book club. But I would have to say I've seen Marcus Zusak two times in person, and he is fascinating to listen to. And he can tell stories as great as he can write. To have him sort of in a small book club setting, I think that would be pretty awesome. I'd be so nervous I'd probably throw up the whole night, so that wouldn't be good. But yeah, just thinking about that makes me freak out a little bit. I think that's the end of those questions. Thanks for making up a fun tag, Melinda. And I don't ever know who to tag. I've said this before. So please, if you think it would be fun to answer questions about book club and your feelings about book club, go for it. Go ahead and post your answers and tag me so that I will know that you have done it. And if you aren't a part of a book club, she's got a whole set of questions that you can answer if you aren't part of a book club. So I will be sure and include those in the description if that's your case. So either way, if you are book club or not book club, you can participate in this tag. Hope you've had fun. I hope you've enjoyed my tangents. Yeah, and this was supposed to be fast, so I could hurry and edit so I could put it up because today's Tuesday. In the meantime, happy reading! Bye.